Hey you. Yes, you. Do you like short kings? Do you hold grudges a tad bit too long? Do you enjoy going on a quest to reclaim your homeland? If you answered yes to any of these totally legit and not at all rhetorical questions, then I have the Total War experience for you. In the true king of Karak Peaks, Mr. Belegar Ironhammer. And I can't stress this enough. This is on hard difficulty for my own mental health well-being. You see, unlike the other dwarf lords in Warhammer, Belegar starts with the fun buff, as I like to call it, that increases his upkeep by 50%. Now that's a good deal. You'd make that deal? I don't blame you. That's a damn good deal. And so clearly, something needs to be done about this, and fast. So let's get into the campaign and figure this all out, shall we? And right off the bat, we see that we got some spooky boars. These are your different personalities. They will help you greatly in the coming hardships, because most living things can't hit ghosts. Following that, we see that, hey, this ain't Karak 8 Peaks, that's over there, and we're over here, which means we're ain't over there. And that also means that Karak 8 Peaks ain't ruled by us. It's ruled by this green bastard and his mutinous gits, and we need to kick him out pronto. And to make matters even worse, is that Kep is like the Goblet of Fire in the Tri-Wizard tournament, which means we're also competing against these fellas in the race for the mountain. Now, if all this seems kinda grim, worry not, for I have the perfect solution. So what I like to do is I ask Singe if he can teleport us right into Kep, just to get it over with and start playing the game for real. And boom, turn 16, Kep is back in dwarf hands, no problemo. So as you can see, we are now over here instead of way over there. Then we smash cut, because I forgot to record, to where the neighbors aren't too friendly with us. And so we deal with them the proper dwarf way. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of auto resolves. Not only because the dwarves are OP as hell in auto resolve, but because my computer isn't really cut out for recording battles. It was mid-high end whenever I built it back in 2020. It is no longer 2020. So if you're a battle enthusiast, I am terribly sorry. But if you can see past that and just enjoy some commentary over the campaign map, then stick around, just put it on in the background, grab a drink, and let's get into this experience together. And so, mid-end turn, Miss Lady of Null wants some trade. And who am I to say no to such a goth beauty? No, it has nothing to do with my current financial state. We also get a plague in the recent conquered settlement. A minor inconvenience, but no matter. We move towards Grimfang to secure more territory. We, one turn later, evict Grimfang. And then I notice a sneaky Skaven lurking near Kep. Keep him in mind for later. Gorbad then decides to sack said plague settlement and raise a huge pile of shit in it for orc reasons. We get some military access for money with some fellow dwarfs. Hell yeah! And I conquer Barakvar. Then the Skaven scum has tunneled under Kep, so I check him, then mid-turn politely decline the interception, and get some more trade with the Empire for more money. Notice that Mr. Slicin tunneled back. I check him again and recruit some more troops just in case, whilst also tightening my grip around Gorbad. And oh yeah, Karak Isor, I totally remember you. I then conquer the final part of the Blood River Valley, evicting Gorbad for a final time. Then the sneaky Skaven pulled a funny moment and did an earthquake at Kep. Bastards! Setting my plans back some time. But hey, at least Slicin have given up our chess match for now, so that's nice. Then I used the new dwarven, not busted at all, Confederation system and promptly bring Thorgrim into the fold. could have been really nice and taken out Skarsnik for me. I quickly realize, however, this puts me deeply in the red, so some quick disbanding later, we're almost in the green again. Following this, I also extorted some more money for trade agreements, as you do, to bring us even closer into the green. I then get the message that Vlad has been destroyed, which is kinda weird, because if you play Warhammer 3, that usually, at least for me, doesn't happen all too often, which can only mean that the order tide is on the rise. Then we move closer to clearing out the last of the Ironclaw resistance and disbanding more of Thorgrim's excess armies, bringing me back into the green. And of course, Slicin is back for more chess. And cause the Gary in Black Crag ain't strong enough, I have to oblige to his challenge and leave Kep again. Then Clan Morse sack Valaya's Sorrow, and I get another invitation, which I am disinclined to acquiesce, followed by some good news, is that Gorbad is now finally gone. Time to split my focus into 4 directions. Thorgrim in the northeast, Belegar straight east, and Alaric Anulfsson to defend the south. Then I forgot to press record for a time because I'm a bit slow. And we come back when Tretch is almost wiped and I've confederated Ungrim because why not? Then comes some monotonous, yet long overdue quest battles. But hey, at least they give kinda good loot, so that's nice. Alright, Queek ain't doing so good either because we do another jump cut, because clearly I didn't learn the first time around. Just know that I spent many turns chasing Skaven under mountains. I also renamed Alaric to Big Axe Mega Shield, in case anyone notices the name and gets confused. And we get some help from a certain lord who decided to join the ranks, clearing out one of the 2 remaining Clan Morse holdouts. I send Belegar to where I have deducted Queek's final hold to be, and wipe out some Greenskins at the same time. Some would call that unnecessary. I call that a good day. Following the loss of his final region, I send Malachi to deal with Queek himself, giving me the first legendary grudge. A massive W in the book. Then we get a Erebor moment, and they ask if I want to change the throne to Karak 8 Peaks, and duh, easiest decision ever. Belegar, then high on life, does a Palpatine and tells his troops to wipe them out, all of them, and promptly sieges down Nagashizar and all its inhabitants, losing only some miners in the process because dwarves are just built different. I then take some time to enjoy my progress and notice that Blood River Valley ain't mine no more. Now, if you remember when I forgot to press record, well, it turns out I'd gotten the unusual location known as the Unstable Chaos Portal, which has a 20% chance to raise a random settlement in that region where it is present, but it increases the income by 100% in the settlement where it is located. Well, it turns out the ogres capitalized on my stupidity and took some of the regions. Naturally, I did the only sensible thing and immediately declared war on them. Naturally, I did the only sensible thing and immediately declared war on them.
Naturally, I did the only sensible thing and immediately declared war on them.
And so, we take back 2 regions the same turn, following some small skirmishers, because turns out Dwarfs beats basically everyone in auto resolves. Cetra then throws a tantrum and ends our non-aggression pact. Then some more ogres get killed, and Ungrim, being kinda bored that the order tide is winning hard, goes east and defeats the undefeated in the Silver Pinnacle, beginning another legendary grudge. Then some more ogres loses their homes, and I recall that From Brindle is available as well. And somewhere in all of this, Wursag decides he wants some of this dwarven steel, so we give it to him by capturing Lamia, and also find some suspicious looking armor. Following the transgressions of Cetra's temper tantrum and Wursag's war declaration, Aranessa apparently also wanna dip her wooden legs in the water and declares war. Spoilers, she basically does nothing. Then more greenskins decide they've had enough of living, followed by some more ogres. Then I do some boring empire management, followed by more corn, and Thorgrim duels Scrag. And it's not even close. Belegar gets another visit by even more greenskins. Who would have guessed? Then I 100% the grudge meter and build the sealed hall of remembering, thinking it will stay at 100% forever. I'm a bit dumb, in case you haven't picked up on that. Then some more empire management, corn and ogre conquering, followed by more ogres. Then Repons, the Leoness, ends our non-aggression pact because I guess she wanna follow in Cetra's footsteps. Then we get a cool cutscene and I prepare myself for, oh, it's just a quest battle. Following this, we get more empire management. And I once again remember Karak is a place I own. And look, it's even level 5. Anyway, then I moved my behind the scenes army in order to prepare for Grimgor in case he wanna get frisky. And after realizing I have a plethora of oath gold, I craft my first item in the campaign. Looking through the footage, I also realized this is the only item I ever craft. Nice. Then I recruit another lord, because, well, money isn't really a problem anymore. Fun fact, the deeps they added in the same update as the new Confederation system is absolutely busted, money making wise. I then lose Lamia, I then sack Lamia and do the not cowardly thing and run away. Then I recruit even more units, because why not? I might need them later. Then I get a feeling, a tingling sensation if you will, that there are money to be made extorting some more people. And look at that, Valkia and a sus-looking Kislev woman is happy to oblige. I also confederate the final dwarf close by, because I like a coherent mountain range. Immediately disbanding almost all of their troops, because they were basically useless. Right, remember when I got the 100% grudge meter? Well, here's the army I got, and I send them to besiege a unwinnable battle. Following this, I declare war on Khorne's most dubious bloodthirster, and promptly take one of his regions as well, as one of Scrag's, just for shits and giggles. Then I start building the sealed tombs, and oh my god, the undead are not big fans of that. And then it turns out Mr. Volkmar also wanna get extorted for some money, and who am I to say no to a grand theogenist? Malachi then sends some more ogres to the afterlife, followed by the capturing of Galbaras, sending some demons of Khorne back to his throne. Then I once again get reminded that Karak and the Black Mountains are in my possession. The undead then spawn in droves near the Silver Pinnacle. Unlucky for them, however, is that the Slayer King is waiting for them. Belegar then fights some more greenskin, and again reconquer Lamia, this time for the final time for sure. I then lose Granite Massif, game giveth, and game taketh away. Some more undead decide to dig their own graves. Ungrim does not object, followed by even more undead. Then some more, at this point, tedious empire management, and more loss of land, this bastard Crusher. And oh, hello, looks like Repons wanna repent for recent revocation. Thorgrim then finally arrives at Skaven Blight and renovates it into a beautiful hold. Then more loss of land to these bloody bastards. At least Ungrim's having fun, putting these restless undead to rest. I then conquer Death Gorge to spite Scarbrand and Ikit Claw's final settlement. And Belegar hoover up some more, and I mean a lot more greenskins. Then nothing really happens for a turn or so, except Valkia ends our trade agreement like a scoundrel, and Grombrindle is mopping up the last remnants of the mischievous ogres. Then I ponder which legendary grudges to complete. Then it gets quiet for some time again. I move some troops south for safety reasons. But hold up, what's this? Scarbrand approach. And this is kind of challenging. I actually had to fight this one. Anyway, then Grombrindal keeps hunting ogres, and Belegar does what Belegar does best, which is cleaning up Greenskins. Then I get another defeat situation, which I promptly denied, and moved about my business shortly afterward. Ungrim, not having done anything for basically 2 whole turns, gets his feet wet again with, you guessed it, more undead. A lot more. Then Karak joins my color shortly afterward, marking the beginning of the end. Belegar then does his final push towards the green tide, and we jump cut a few turns into the future. And with the Hall of Ancestors completed, the 4th and final legendary grudge is complete, marking the end of our journey. Now one could go on and play and get all the grudges, but I ain't got time for that. I got places to be, or other factions to conquer with. Now I will say this was a rather quick campaign, at least for me, running only 114 turns before long victory. In any case, I thank you wholeheartedly if you made it this far, and I will see you in the next one.